If you want to build AI agent in 2026, forget about n8n. Claude Code will be the new platform to build AI agent, and it's actually much easier to build one, and it is far more customizable, and it actually has all of the context that it needs to execute the tasks.
So a little bit about myself. I co-founded an AI startup and I used to work as a CTO for the past 7 months. And I was responsible for streamlining the operation with AI agents. And we actually used to use n8n, but we kept having this same problem over and over again, where like we take so much time building one workflow for n8n, and then when it breaks, it takes so much time to debug. And then when you try to create a workflow in n8n to do a specific task, sometimes you don't have the right node inside n8n to do exactly what you want. So you need to work your way around, which makes things more complicated. Then I realized that you can actually do the same thing with Claude Code with just much better execution. And since then, I've been building AI agents inside Claude Code by myself and try like exploring the ways that we can utilize Claude Code. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more details about why you should use Claude Code over n8n and how you can actually build AI agents. And I'm going to actually show a real demonstration of how to make AI agent within Claude Code. So let's begin.
So I'm assuming that you guys already know like what AI agent is, and you have maybe built a couple of AI agents within n8n, but I'm gonna do a quick recap. So AI agent is basically a system where instead of having like something like ChatGPT, where like you just ask question and it responds in a text format, it has the tools to execute tasks. So this is an example of an AI agent. So you have a chat interface to like ask questions, and then you have this AI agent, and you have within it you have a model like this LLM that actually like thinks and like does like this is basically the brain of AI agent. And so it can be like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and etc. And then you have memory. So this memory contains the memory of like what the chat and all the necessary like instructions for AI agent. And then you have tools. So in this example, you have a Gmail tool so that AI agent can like read, fetch all the Gmails and then like write emails. And then you have Google Calendar tool to like get all of the schedules. So this is the idea of like AI agent. So instead of just asking question and then like getting answer, AI agent is a system where LLM can actually execute tasks for you. But the problem is like you have an n8n workflow like this, but it doesn't have all the context that it needs to execute the tasks. For example, if I ask like n8n, can you reply to my email to this person? This AI doesn't have access to who this person is and like what I do in the business. So it doesn't have any other context. And that's why I think that Claude Code is going to be the next, like the just a better alternative to build AI agent. So in Claude Code, you prompt AI and like ask questions, and it has like tools, and so it has Claude as the model. So in n8n workflow, I showed ChatGPT as the model, but in Claude Code, you have obviously have Claude as the model, as the brain of this agent. And then it has context to all of the files, like project files in your like repository. So it can actually fetch the necessary data to do certain tasks. And it has memory. So inside Claude Code, you have Claude MD file, which is a file that always get loaded. So like agent knows like what this project is about. And it also has skills, which is a set of like certain workflows that like tell the AI agent, tell Claude Code, like how to execute tasks in the right way. So think of skill as the workflow within like n8n, but it's like is basically in a like text based. So in n8n you have to like connect each node, but in Cloud Code you can literally just describe the flow within skill to define a workflow. And then within Cloud Code you have tools. So inside n8n you can connect like each node as a tool, such as Gmail, Google Calendar, like Notion. And in the same way, you can connect tools via MCP servers. So MCP server is basically like an extension of Cloud Code or Claude to give access to all of these external tools like Gmail to the Cloud Code. And you can alternatively also create like make API scripts, which is a bit more advanced. So like in this video, I'm gonna only explain about like MCP server. But anyways, so this is the new architecture for AI agent that I think is going to be dominant in 2026. And from now, I'm actually going to show you exactly how to like start using Claude Code to build AI agent. But before doing so, if you are interested in Claude Code and you want to actually install Claude Code into your business, I do a free audit right now to basically like look at your but before doing so I have but before doing so, if you're actually interested in installing Cloud Code into your business seamlessly right away, I do a free audit right now to consult with you and like see where you can install Cloud Code for and like actually implement Cloud Code. So if you're interested, go to the link from the description below and book a call with me. So first, you need to configure the MCP server to connect your tools like Gmail to your AI agent. In this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step guide to create an AI agent for my Gmail. So like I'm going to make an AI agent that like scans my Gmail and it creates a report every week. So let's get started. First, you need to connect MCP server to Cloud Code so that Cloud has access to your Gmail. And this is the hard bit. And like the steps, if you follow the right steps, like one by one, then it's actually pretty simple. So I'm gonna walk through the steps. So like first, you want to just open browser, then just type in Gmail MCP. Basically, like search for any MCP that you want to configure. Then, so usually the first MCP that comes up is like the best one. And then you can just copy this link to Cloud Code and like tell it to explain the steps to configure MCP. So I'm just gonna say, based on this page, can you explain the step? Can you explain and give me the step configure MCP server for Gmail and connect it to my Claude Code? Okay, now I'm asking Claude to like fetch this page and explain the steps. So this is how you're going to like configure MCP server for like any tool. So first, what you can do is you just like ask like consult with AI to get the right steps to configure MCP server, because every MCP server, every tool has like a different way of configuring. So this is the bit that is actually like hard and is honestly like harder than n8n, and that is for sure. But once you configure this one, like the rest of the AI agent bit is really going to be like so much better than the AI agent that you build in n8n. So after you get like the guidance from Claude, you like basically follow this step one by one. So I'm gonna in this video show you how to connect the Gmail MCP, but you can use the same steps of consulting with AI and then getting the right steps to connect any MCP servers and connect it to your Claude Code. So first, what you need to do is you need to go to your Google console. So type in Google console. You need to go to the console.cloud.google.com. So this is basically the platform that Google offers for like configuring like your Google account and configuring your APIs And this is where you can set up your MCP servers and like get authentication for the MCP servers to access your Gmail, a Google Calendar, Google Sheet, and etc. So first, you need to go to click on this and then create a new project. So you can name the project whatever, just I'm just gonna call it email. Actually, I'm just gonna call it my float CC agent. Then you can just hit create. Okay, cool. Okay, now that it has created the project, you can go into this project. And first thing you need to do is you need to enable the Gmail API. So go to APIs and service, and then go to enable API and service. Now you search for Gmail API, and should be the first thing that comes up is the Gmail API. Okay, there we go. So you click on this Gmail API, then you enable API. So it's gonna take like a minute to load and enable the API. Okay, now it has enabled the API. So now go to credentials. So you need to set up the credential for your API to connect. So hit create credentials and then click on auth client ID. And now it is telling me to go to this page. So you go to this configure consent screen and just get started. App information, you can call it whatever. I'm just going to call it CC mail MCP. And then support email is whatever your email. And then the audience, you just call it external. Click on external and then go to next. And then the contact information, just type in your own email. Then you just agree to the terms and then continue and create the credentials. So this all of these processes are basically like what I'm doing right now is basically configuring the authentication and the credentials so that MCP server actually has access to like my Gmail. So I'm allowing this MCP server to access the information on my Gmail. So after that is done, go to APIs and service again and hit credentials and click on create credentials and then click on auth client ID again. So you go to this page and you click on desktop icon for the application type and then the name, you can just call it whatever. So I'm going to call it CC mail agent and I'm going to hit create. So now it's created the client ID and the client secrets. What you need to do is you drop the file that you just downloaded. For me, I have this file in my downloads here, and you just drop it to your project like this. And you need to like rename it to GCP auth.keys.json. So I'm just going to do that. So you can right click on this, rename, and then paste the exact name. And now you have the correct configuration. What you need to do is now you need to authenticate this MCP server. And the way you do it is you run this auth in your auth command in your terminal. So you click on here and then open new terminal. Great. And you can paste this one. It is going to now like open this page where you can like log in. So you just need to log in with your Google account. And here is asking you to allow access to all of the different information about your Gmail to this MCP server. So I'm just going to click on that. And now it's succeeded. So it says you can close the window. Now you go back to Cloud Code and you can, in this same terminal, you can type in Cloud. This is basically going to open the Cloud Code session within terminal instead of opening it from your code editor. And if you open basically Cloud Code from your terminal, code has more access to different tools. So now that the session is started, you can type in /MCP to manage and configure your MCPs. These are all of the MCPs that I have downloaded. And as you can see, the number 3 is the Gmail. If you see this Gmail, you can see that the status is connected, and then you have all of the configuration, and you can also view the tools. So these are all of the tools like sending emails, draft email, read email. All of these tools are the tools that AI agent now has access to. So let's now test this MCP server. So you can just tell it using the Gmail MCP, can you read my first email? So now Claude actually has access to my Gmail, and it is like looking for my emails, and it's actually like reading the emails. Okay, great. So as you can see, now my Claude Code has access to my Gmail via MCP server. So now we have finished configuring the tool part of the AI agent, and now we need to build the workflow. So inside Claude Code, you can build skills to like create workflow for specific tasks. I made another video to explain like skills in Claude and Claude Code in more detail. So if you want to know more about it, you can watch those videos. So basically what you do is you just tell Claude what kind of AI agent, what kind of workflow you want to create with skill. So I want to create a skill inside my Claude Code to that is basically like an Gmail agent that reads all of the emails for a certain period of time, and then it creates a comprehensive report and also creates a draft for my emails so that I am ready to send it to. So the comprehensive report should include the table of like my important emails, and it shouldn't include any like unnecessary emails like all of the notifications from different companies and etc. So it should have all of these important emails categorized clearly in a clean table format, and it should categorize by like my client and like anything about my project. So it should have a report for all of the information about all of the updates for regarding like my project. I'm gonna say, based on this, can you propose a like a skill that we can create? So like compared to n8n where you manually drag and like drop the nodes, is in Claude Code you can actually consult with Claude with AI to streamline your like workflow and build a skill. So you don't like need to configure different like nodes and then different parameters. AI is gonna like do everything for you in a clean format. Okay, now let's see what this Claude is going to propose. Now it responded and it said skill name email agent, and the main feature is email ingestion, query emails from specific date range, and it filters out the noise, and then it creates a comprehensive report like this. Okay, yeah, this is correct. And then draft email generator, and then it even has the input parameters and then the output format. So I'm just going to say, okay, this is perfect. Now go ahead and create a skill for me. Now it is automatically going to create a skill, which is a set of markdown files and like references for like Claude to follow for certain tasks. So let's wait until that is going to end. So I'm gonna explain a little bit about the Claude skill. Each Claude skill is basically a folder inside Claude, as you can see right here. So each skill is a folder that contains the skill MD, which basically explains like all of the instructions. So you can think of this file as the workflow that you'd then have inside n8n. So this explains all of the instruction that AI should follow to complete a certain task. And then you have like references where you can like basically the AI agent can like refer to when it needs to. For my like email agent, you can have a reference. Inside the references, I can have rules, like rules file to explain what what emails, which emails the agent should filter and not. So it's basically like a rules file. And then we can also have a file to tell the agent the report, like template of the report. So this is basically gonna tell the agent to create the comprehensive report for the emails in this exact template. So that's how like skill works. So once you configure skills, when you like talk to AI and then say for my email skill, let's say like I like tell Claude to like scan my emails, it's gonna automatically run the skill that we're gonna create, and it's gonna follow the exact step by step workflow to create the comprehensive report as well as create the draft for me. So this is the kind of like new style of AI agent where everything happens from this Claude code, from this like AI chatbot. And whenever you literally with like natural language, you tell Claude to do something, it is going to activate a certain workflow to execute the task exactly the way you want it. So Claude code, so if you build AI agent with Claude Code, you're really building an AI like centered operating system where everything happens from AI, like you talking to AI, and it's going to automatically do all the tasks agentically. So now Claude has proposed me with the like skill structure, okay, and it looks good. So I'm just going to tell, okay, go ahead and create the skill. And let's wait until this completes. Now it's finished creating the skill. So like let's see what skill it's generated. So it has right here the email agent. It's named email agent and it has see okay. So it's going to generate comprehensive email reports with categorized important emails and draft responses. Cool. So the workflow overview, parse the date range from the user input, fetch emails using Gmail MCP, read each email, okay, and filter the noise. Cool. So now what you can do is you can open another session for Claude from terminal, then like run this skill. So this is really a new kind of type of AI agent where like in n8n you just have node, but in Claude Code you literally have a file explaining what this agent does in natural language, and it's gonna like do the tasks exactly the way it wants. So how this email agent works is first when the skill is activated, it's gonna go through this file and like read this instruction and follow this instruction one by one. And then it's going to read like the references. So this is the file that basically like tells the agent what kind of emails to ignore. And then the assets folder contains a file, which is a template of the report. So my email agent is going to generate the AI agent exactly the way, like exactly in this format, in this template. So let's use this skill and like actually let me show you how it works. We make a comprehensive report and create drafts for my email this week. So you run this and let's see what happens. So now the Claude is automatically invoking the email agent skill, reading this file, right? To like generate the reports that I just requested. So now I'm just gonna allow the agent to run this skill, and now it is running this workflow that is described by the skill MD that I just showed you just now. So it is going to like use the MCP server to fetch the emails, and as you can see, like right now it is trying to like fetch all of the emails and then create a comprehensive report as well as like writing the draft. Okay, now let's see what the agent did. So first, the agent went through and searched for the emails for like this week. So it queried the email exactly from 1 week before from now, and then it fetched all of the emails, and then it found 27 emails and is actually filtering out all of the emails that are potentially like the noise, so like the company emails and all that. So it's not actually reading 27 emails, it's reading only the emails that Claude identified as important, and it's now reading the email, and then it's created a draft and the report. So you can see that the executive report, you can see it right here, and you can also tell Claude to make this in a nice markdown document. So we actually do that. So good thing about using Claude Code is that after like the agent finishes its workflow, you can like still like talk to it to like ask questions about like what this agent just did. And so for example, for this one, I can just say, okay, now can you create that report in a markdown file? So Markdown is basically a format that AI is good at writing pretty much, and it is a format that most files are written by AI, and you can use a formatter to like view the Markdown file in a clean format. Okay, great. Now the email report has completed. So it has the executive summaries, that has the clear table showing like total number of emails, the filtered one, the important ones, and then the ones that I need to like take action for. And it has a comprehensive table showing the important emails and then the email that I need to respond and all of those in a nice format. And the good thing about Claude Code is that now that this agent has generated, and let's say like this the agent like needs to get far like more context about like my project and to like create a draft for my email. So you get an email from the client, let's say, and it needs to fetch the client's like CRM data and my project briefs and like all of that, all of those like necessary information that agent needs to answer and make response for my email. It can do that by going through my project. So this is how my project is configured, and you can configure your project however the way you want it. The agent is going through, it's going to go through the file inside my project to understand what I do and who this like email is from to generate a context rich response. So this is really the benefit of like using Claude Code as an AI agent. So as you can see, building AI agent inside Claude Code using the skill is fairly simple just by prompting and by setting up the MCP server. And it is like way more customizable. And as you can see, since Claude has all the context, the simply like the job that it does, job that the agent does is like way more high quality than when you have this kind of workflow inside. Again, if you want to install Claude Code and build an AI-centered operating system like I do, and create a different set of skills that does the exact workflows that you want, and you want to install that right away seamlessly into your business, I do a free audit and consulting for installing Claude Code. So if you'd like that, please go to the description from down below and book a call with me. Thank you.